Picture this. You work 20 years. You finally cross 10 crore rupees. But you are still too scared to quit. Not because 10 crores is small, but because you never actually worked out what enough means for your life. Stick with me. By the end, you'll exactly know where you stand and the 5 checks I personally run before trusting any retirement number. I've spent years planning my own move back to India and figuring out my own retirement number along the way. I used to think maybe one number could work for every family. Turns out I was really wrong about it. So, do you need 10 crores? For a lot of people, it's way more than they'll ever need. For others, it's nowhere close to enough. Spend 20 lakhs a year and 10 crores is 50 times your annual expenses. A genuinely strong position. Spend 50 lakhs a year and it's only 20 times. Suddenly, a lot less safe. Same number, two completely different levels of safety. So the real question isn't whether 10 crores is enough. It's what life you want it to support. Let's say there are two people, Arjun and Rohit. Both have 10 crores. Arjun owns his flat, kids are settled, he spends 18 lakhs a year. At that pace, his money lasts forever. It leads to real, boring, and a comfortable retirement. While Rohit is still renting in Bangalore. He has two kids under 10 years. He wants to send his kids to private school. He wants to take international trips and he wants to have a luxurious retirement. He currently spends around 55 lakhs a year. At that pace, 10 crores will only last 18 years. And he hasn't even bought a home yet. Most people watching this are probably closer to Rohit than Arjun. Which is exactly why everything else in this video is about helping you figure out which one you actually are. Most is 10 crore enough videos out there are basically guesses. Because nobody asks if that 10 crore still has to buy a house first. If you own a home, the full 10 crores is yours to spend. If you still need to buy, let's say a 3 crore flat, your real wealth is just 7 crores, not 10. That's not a small difference. That's the difference between never worrying about money again and still counting every rupee. And the house is just the first thing. Indian Fire is a lot more complicated than the US version most of the content that you see here is copied from. In India, your money often isn't just for you. Aging parents, a kid's education, a sibling's emergency, a spouse who's nervous every time the market dips. This is why one person feels completely free with 8 crores and another feels scared with even 15. The gap usually isn't financial literacy. It's how much responsibility they are carrying. But here's where most people get it wrong. 3 specific things quietly break this plan. And the third one is the one almost nobody talks about. Let's get to it. The first one is expenses. Most people forget the stuff that doesn't happen every month. For example, a hospital stay, a wedding in the family, a car breaking down twice in 1 year. You plan for 25 lakhs, and if the real life costs 40, you're already behind. The second is inflation. Healthcare in India has been running well above the general inflation for years, often estimated in the 12 to 14% range. That eats a retirement corpus fast, especially if you retire early and give it 40 plus years to work against you. The third is the sequence risk. A bad market in your first few years of withdrawals does far more damage than a bad market later. This is exactly why I tell people to plan around a 3 to 4% withdrawal rate with a real buffer, not stretch to the 5 or 6% just because the historical average looked fine on a spreadsheet. So that's what breaks the plan. Now let's come to the 5-check process I promised you at the start. The first one is get your real annual expenses, including the stuff you always forget. Second is settle your housing question before anything else, because everything else depends on it. Third, pull big goals like education and parents' healthcare out of your monthly budget and give them their own bucket. Fourth, pick a withdrawal rate you can defend in a bad year, not just in a good one. And fifth, build a buffer because your spreadsheet will be wrong somewhere and you don't want to find that out after you've already retired. Even after all this math that I've shown you, there's a question no spreadsheet can answer. What does enough actually mean to you? Never working again? Leaving a job you hate? Time with your kids? Taking care of your parents without going broke? These aren't the same goal. They don't need the same number. Most people who keep raising their fire targets aren't chasing a bigger number. They are chasing a life they never clearly defined. So, do you need 10 crores to retire? The simple answer is you might need less if your house is sorted and your life is simple. You might need more if that is not the case. And for a lot of people, it isn't. 10 crore isn't a magic number. It's just one possible answer for one possible life. And the real question is still, what life are you actually retiring into? Tell me a number in the comments, not the round figure, the real one, and what it's actually built on. And if you're working through your own fire plan or a move back to India, then please like, share, and subscribe. I'm trying to have more honest conversations like this.